So, hello, one and all participants, all faculty members, research scholars. Thank you for your time. Welcome to the today's session. I would like to say thank you, especially to Dr. Manish Maheshwari sir, Dr. Sunita Dwivedi madam, Department of Computer Science and Application, Makhanlal Chaturvedi, National University of Journalism and Communication, Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, for inviting me. Online faculty development program on data science sponsored by AICTE Atal. So, thank you, ma'am, for inviting me for the session. Today, I'm going to present online webinar on overview of data science and machine learning, as well as its application. So, I would like to say thanks once again to MCU Bhopal, Department of Computer Science and Application, to give me this opportunity to share my experience in front of you. Welcome once again, guys who have joined later. This is Amit Jain, data science professional. I have around 11 plus years of experience as well as teaching as well as software industry. Currently working as a data scientist uh, in Pune, where we are helping our clients and solving problems with the help of machine learning, AWS, R, Python, lots of data science technologies are there. So I have done, as madam already told me about me, I have done BE from RGPV, PGDIT from IIT Kharagpur, MTech from Barkatullah University, and PGP in data science from Mumbai. I have worked in different organizations till now: Findability Sciences, for Torque AI Digital Media, Open Insight Solution, Cloud Manta Equations Works. So I have interest in R, Python, machine learning, AWS, NLP, deep learning. The scope is lots of there in the field of data science. So we will see what is data science, what are the applications of data science, what are the uses of data science. We will see some case studies also where we have used in industry uh, the applications of data science, where what industries are serving in the field of data science. We will see lots of things in our 1.5 hour session. Definitely you will enjoy this session. So we are now starting. Information is the oil of 21st century, and analytics is the combustion engine. Data. Data is the new oil. Data science and data analytics are the two most trending technologies of today's time. Presently, data is more than oil to the industries. Data is collected into raw form and processed accordingly to the requirement of a company, and then this data is utilized for decision making process. This process helps the business to grow and expand their operations in the market. What is this process called? This process is known as data analytics. Data analytics, data scientists, data analysts are the ones who perform this process. So what is data? We will see what is data and what is information. Data is a set of values and qualitative or quantitative variables. It is information in raw or unorganized form. It may be fact, it may be figure, characters, symbols, emojis, sentences. But what is information? Information is the meaningful or organized data is known as information. We have lots of data. We have structured data also. We have unstructured data also. We have geographic data. We have real-time data, natural language data, time series data. Lots of data we have. Maybe you have known about this data. What is structured data? Suppose you have seen the SQL part, SQL, or you have seen the Excel sheet only. So that data, we have columns, we have rows. That is generally known as structured data. We have put sometimes numbers, sometimes alphabetical informations, like the name. Suppose my name is Amit Jain. So there's a column name. So there's another column name, that is mobile number. So I will put my numerical value in there. What is my age? So I will put my age over there. So this is a structured data. But what is unstructured data? Suppose we went to DMart, and DMart is collecting our data. Suppose we went to different locations in that DMart. Suppose we went to the grocery section. We went to the cross section, apparel section. Suppose he is capturing where we are moving, what type of product we like. So sometimes he may use this knowledge of so this is generally unstructured data also. We have real-time data. companies are gathering data in real time also. They have natural language data also. In this category, the text analytics came. Time series data. We are taking example of DMART once again for this time series data. Suppose DMART want to predict the future. Suppose he want to predict the future sale in this Diwali season. So he has collected lots of data. Suppose the 1st of January 2020, the sale is approximately 20,000. The next day, 2nd of January, the sale is approximately 30,000. So we have time series value in one column, and another column we have sales value. So we can easily predict with the help of time series data also. We have lots of data. We will see the types of data here. In this figure, you can check the right hand side is structured data, and the left hand side is unstructured data. So with the help of this unstructured data, we have designed our structured data. And what is semi-structured data? This is in the form of JSON files, HTML. Now we will read this sentence. The university has 5,600 students. So you can easily define what are the size of the university. John's ID number is 1. He is 18 years old and already holds a BSc degree. So now come to the structured part. So we can easily define John's ID is 1, name is John, age is 18, and degree is BSc. So read this structured data is so much easy. So but what we have done, we have captured this unstructured data and convert this data into structured form. So this is generally structured data, unstructured data. According to an article, Harvard Business Review, it is estimated that Walmart and e-commerce company, retail company, collects more than 2.5 petabytes of data every hour from its customer transactions. This is equivalent of 167 times the information contained in all the books in the US Library of Congress. So what is the large data means? Suppose you have a pen drive. The maybe pen drive size is 1 GB, 4 GB, 8 GB or 64 GB. But we have megabytes, we have kilobytes, gigabytes, terabytes, petabytes, exabytes, zettabytes, jottabytes, bronobytes, and geobytes. We have lots of data, and every company like Walmart, like Amazon, like Flipkart, everyone is collecting data. Suppose we are going into the websites, Flipkart websites. So he will check. We want a blue T-shirt. We want a L size T-shirt. Our range is 300 to 500 bucks. So he's capturing every information. On the basis of this information, he is recommending you something. You may like this. You may like this. So we will see what is in 1 minute in our world. So Google conducts approximately 3.8 million searches in a minute only. Amazon makes approximately $258,751 sales. Tinder user matches 6,940 times. So this is the data. You can imagine how much data these companies are collecting. Like Uber is collecting data, Spotify, around Twitter is also collecting data. Twitter users send this much of unit of text. YouTube users this much units of videos watching. Snapchat users share this much snaps and chats. So every company collecting data in TBs. So much data in TBs has been produced until you read all of these lines. Who is data scientist? Data is important part. We have seen in our previous slides and crucial. So we care about the data stored even in our small mobiles. So the question is how the companies analyze this large amount of data. Who makes value out of this data? How to process it for recommendation, for automation? Who provides the valuable and useful insights, useful data to machine learning programmers to write algorithms to be able to effectively use them? who cleans and validates data to ensure accuracy and uniformity, who identifies these patterns and trends in data and interprets the data to discover new industry opportunities. The answer to all of above question is the data scientist. So we will see how analytics. Analytics is the discovery, interpretation, and communication of meaningful pattern or summary in data. Analytics is the use of data, information technology, statistical analysis, quantitative methods, mathematical or computer-based models to help managers gain improved insights about their business operations and to make better fact-based decisions. So data science is the process of examining data sets in order to draw conclusions about the information it contains. Analytics is not a tool or technology. Rather, it is a way of thinking or acting on data. So generally, we have 5 types of question that data science can answer. Is this A or B? Suppose we have trained our machine, we have trained our computer, and we have shown lots of pictures of cat and dog. Ki this picture is of dog, this picture of a cat. Suppose we have shown our computer or machine approximately 5,000 pictures of dog or cat. So suppose we have a different picture of cat. When we will show this picture, to our machine, at that time definitely our system can recognize this is cat or this is dog with some confidence interval. Is this weird? It is anomaly detection problem. First question, that was it. Is this A or B? That is classification problem. How much or how many? It means suppose we want to predict how much sale we can predict in this Diwali season. So this is kind of regression problem. We have to identify the perfect number. How is this organized? Suppose DMart wants to, Amazon wants to launch some mobile, or other company wants to launch some mobile. So this mobile is only for the highly income people. So first of all, they will collect some data. The income of this person is this, the income of this person is this. So after this, they will not send SMS or messages to all the peoples. First of all, they will cluster, they will organize this data, and when they will have some organized data, at the time they will send to, their messages to those customers only. So first of all, they will do some organized, do some clustering. What should I do next? Well, last question is, what should I do next? It means, suppose you went to the Amazon website and you want the blue t-shirt and the size is L, and you want to purchase only the 300 to 500 bucks. So they will recommend you. Actually, they have approximately 80,000 or 1 lakh t-shirts in this category also. But they will recommend you only these some 4 or 5 things. Okay. If you have purchased or you want to purchase, so you may like this t-shirt, this t-shirt, this t-shirt. Or already you have purchased these t-shirts also. So you may buy jeans also, you may buy the belt also, you may buy the cap also. So they will watch you, they will follow you every time. So with the help of data science, we can answer lots of questions. So we will see types of analytics. We have different types of analytics: descriptive analytics, predictive analytics, and prescriptive analytics. In the category of descriptive analytics, we will see what has happened. Actually, we are collecting lots of data for the data processing. This is generally known as historical data. So we want to extract, we want to know the useful information from this historical data. So we will do some data aggregation, we will do some summarization, so we can prepare our data for the further analysis. Second one is predictive analytics. What might happen? It means what can be happen. Suppose we have a sales data. On the first day of January, our sales is this. Next day, our sales is this. And third day, our sales is this. So we have approximately, suppose last 5 years data or last 10 years data. This is generally once again the historical data. So what we are doing with the help of this data, we are going to predict about the future or unknown events. So this is generally known as regression. Another one is the optimization, that is or recommendation. Prescriptive analytics. What should we do? Suppose you have some recommendation. It means suppose you are working for the Amazon, so they will give you some recommendation. You may purchase this, you may purchase this. You have to do in this category. So this is kind of analytics also, prescriptive analytics. So we will see now the 10 use cases of data science. Maybe guys, you have little bit idea about data science till now. So definitely we will see here the use cases, where we are using the use cases. The most important part of my presentation is here. So first of all, we will see predicting house prices. Suppose you are living in Bhopal, and Bhopal has many areas like MP Nagar, Hoshangabad Road, and Ayodhya Bypass, Kolar. Suppose you want to predict the house price. So first of all, you will collect the data for house prices and the 2 BHK, 3 BHK, the multi apartments and the single row houses, bungalows. You will collect all the prices. And after that, when you will collect all this type of data, suppose you want to purchase a new house near MP Nagar or near the TT Nagar New Market. So you can easily check with the help of this data if someone who has already purchased 2 BHK and he has some commodities like they have swimming pool, they have some clubhouses in their society, and their prices is only 50 lakhs. But the customer, the client is selling the price only in 60 lakhs. So you can easily predict our price with the help of this data, and you can say to that client the price of this area is approximately this. So this will help you in bargain. This is a kind of business analytics. Second one is customer churn analysis. What is meaning of churn? What is the meaning of attrition? Customer may leave your company anytime. Suppose you are working for the telecom company. So there is a different plans are coming from the Jio, the different plans are coming from the Airtel. So they want to retain their customer anyway. They want to retain your customer anyway. Suppose your customer is not recharging your mobile or not using SMS service, data service for last 2-3 months, 4 months. So you can easily predict the customer may churn from your database. So when you will analyze how many customers are there, so you can send some offers to this customer. You can send some offers to this customer. We are giving you offer. So there is some possibility customer may not attire or may not churn from your database. Next is recommendation engine. Recommendation engine. Every company is working for this recommendation engine. Like Amazon, we have seen the example recommendation. Another example like McDonald's. Suppose you went for the McDonald's. So suppose you purchase a burger. So definitely, immediately they will tell you, sir, you can purchase Coke also. You may purchase the cold drink also, or then some ice cream also. So this is kind of the recommendation. Either you are going to the direct store, or you may go to the websites also. So they have some recommendation also. IPL data analysis. This year we have not seen IPL yet, but definitely we are going to happen in the September 20 only. But what is the use of data in IPL? Lots of uses in IPL also. Suppose there's a player who is playing in the IPL since 2008 to 2019. So what the companies can do, companies can predict this player is playing since 2008 and he has made this much of runs, he has taken this much of wickets. So this player is useful our for our team. So he may so this IPL data analysis is very much helpful to make his new team. What is fraud detection? The COVID-19 situation is very bad nowadays. So lots of people are unable to pay the loan. So what is fraud detection? Now credit card companies, not bank or not who is offering loans to everyone, they are predicting ki who is not paying their bills, who is not paying their loans. So they will not approach to this person to give the another loan. What is customer segmentation? Suppose we have taken an example from DMart or another mobile company. Suppose mobile company has launched a mobile and they want to sell this mobile to only highly income people. So this is kind of segmentation, kind of clustering. This is the example of customer segmentation. Lifetime value prediction. Suppose you are working for the telecom industry, you are working for the banking industry. So bank wants to know what is the lifetime value of a particular customer. So he will gather all this data, like he will collect your income, he will collect your age, he will collect. So with the help of another people data, it means they have lots of data of another people also. So they will check your data, you compare your data with other people's, and they will tell you ki how much lifetime you will spend in our bank, so that they can sell to another product of their bank also. Suppose you have opened up an account for in a particular bank savings. So they have analyzed your data, and after that they will send you some offer. You may purchase credit card also, you may purchase another scheme for our bank also. Customer sentiment analysis. Sentiments play a lots of meaningful in for data of for business also. Like uh, US election is coming. So suppose Trump has said something, and immediately their team will analysis key Trump has said this and people are not liking this. So next time, because Trump will not say the same sentence in another election campaign. So this is kind of sentiments. If people is liking your product, if people is giving the positive review, in that conditions, the product is good in the market. Suppose you have seen that Sadak 2 review. Most of the customers, most of the reviewers are not liking the this one. So definitely this is the harm of the business of the Sadak 2. Next thing is virtual assistants like chatbot. Customer care center is always busy. Customer care center is always busy. So you want to know some information from that websites. So what you will do? Suppose you are working for the insurance company. So always you cannot talk with the customer. So you have made the chatbot. Suppose you have some requirements. I want to know about this scheme. I want to know about the health insurance. So chatbot will give you all the information as you want. Next is targeted advertising. Targeted advertising. What is advertising? 85% of revenue of Google is coming only from the advertising industries. It means whenever you open the websites, they will show you some advertisement campaign. But if you are different person, they will show you different advertisement based on your location, based on your likes, based on your review, based on your age, based on your gender. So they will give you different advertisements. Suppose you have entered in your Google, I want blue t-shirts. So they will recommend you in every advertisement. They will recommend you whenever you visit different websites. They will show you different. Suppose at the time Flipkart will also show you, the Amazon will show you. This is the known as targeted advertising. So we will see use cases of data science in every industry. Suppose Facebook is also using data science, Amazon, Uber, Bank of America, Airbnb, Spotify. social, and Facebook is using for social analytics. Amazon is using for improving e-commerce experience. Uber is using data science knowledge in optimizing rides. Bank of America is using data science knowledge in increasing customer experience. Airbnb improving searches, and Spotify is using data science knowledge in music recommendation. Which industries is using data science? So we have retail industry, e-commerce, healthcare, banking, finance, insurance industries is also using data science, education, digital marketing or edtech industry is also using, agriculture industry is also using, telecom, supply chain, government services like Aadhaar. So we will see applications in e-commerce industry. We have customer segmentation, recommendation engine, customer sentiment analysis, optimizing prices, fraud detection. We have seen some examples before in another industry. So suppose recommendation engine. So Amazon is using recommendation engine, customer segmentation. We have seen examples of mobile companies, sentiment analysis. Suppose a company has launched a product in Twitter. So definitely people will tell them a review of the product if they are liking or not. Suppose the customers are liking the product, so definitely it will help to for their better market, make the better market strategy. Optimize price, they can optimize price, they can compare our price with the other mobile company, so they can optimize, they can immediately reduce the price. And another example is fraud detection. So lots of examples are there. In retail industries, we recommendation engine, personalized marketing, price optimization, inventory management, augmented reality, location of new stores. Suppose DMart wants to open a new store in Bhopal. So first of all, they will analyze, they will collect all the data, Bhopal, and they will analyze all the data. After that, they will check the new location where they can open the new stores. Customer sentiment analysis, utilizing social media. Every company is using Facebook, YouTube, Twitter also. Fraud detection is also using in retail, merchandising. Applications in telecom. Now we are seeing the application data science uses in telecom industries. The same we had seen before, like customer lifetime value, fraud detection, product optimization, to increase the network security, to predict some predictive analytics, fraud detection, price optimization, some real-time analytics, to prevent customer churn, some targeted marketing, advertising, customer lifetime value prediction, and location-based promotion. Every industry has lots of uses apart from this also. In bank, we have risk modeling, fraud detection, customer lifetime value, customer segmentation, recommendation engine, real-time predictive analytics also. In BFSI, again, we have real-time predictive analytics, fraud detection, recommendation engine also, managing customer data, customer support, risk modeling, customer segmentation, lifetime value prediction also. So almost finance industry, insurance industry, banking industry, BFIs is almost they are related industries. Finance industry, we have lots of uses. In education, we can also use education data sciences like social emotional skills, monitor student requirement, measuring instructor performance, innovation the curriculum, or we can use data science for organized examinations also. So lots of companies are using data sciences right now. Atos is using, Atos Intel is using, HDFC Bank, Virtusa, Deloitte, Accenture, Fractal, Amdocs, Open Insights, Ford, Edelweiss, Flytext, Angel Broking, L&T Finance. Lots of companies are using data sciences right now. These are the top startups using AI in 2020. So in every category, we have in healthcare, we have in finance and insurance, transportation, construction, retail and warehousing, government and city planning, media and entertainment, education, uh, manufacturing, telecom, energy, real estate, mining, legal, food and agriculture, AI processors, model development, cybersecurity, CRM, sales, NLP. Lots of companies are using AI, artificial intelligence, data science. Now we will see what are the examples utilization of data in e-commerce industry. So the major vital role of the data is to provide a better experience. So whenever the customer will come to their websites, they will try to satisfy the user needs as per their relevancy search. So to give the better experience, to predict the user interest, what he wants to purchase. So on the basis of the user interest and to satisfy his demand by giving proper online advertisement based on some predictive data. And data is used for personalization so that we can send him a mail and as well as SMSs to increase the rate of conversion. By making use of real-time analysis, prices are changed in order to compete with other retailers also. So we have seen what is data analysis, what are the uses of, and how many industries are using. So can you tell me, the guys, what are the sources of these data? We will see the example of sources of data in e-commerce industry. So in e-commerce industry, we are collecting data through orders, through products, baskets, visits, users, marketing campaigns, referring links, keywords, catalogous browsing, social data, Facebook. We are collecting data from the Facebook, Twitter, Google. We are collecting cookies also, Google Analytics also. So these are the sources of data in e-commerce industry. Why big data and predictive analytics in e-commerce? We have some facts. So I will recommend to read all these facts. I hope you all have read this one. Fact 1. Companies that use predictive analytics achieve 73% higher sales than those who have never done it. Another fact is 65% of customers feel completely frustrated with the bad customer experience. Another one is real-time perception helps upsell and cross-sell by 68%. So we will see top 10 use cases that are used in e-commerce industry. Our first use case is personalization and recommendation. So real-time personalization based on most recent views, most recent buyers, their genders, demographic locations. So with the help of all this data, they will recommend you. Suppose you have visited a movie websites, IMDb. So with the help of their demographic locations and your genders or your recent views, they can recommend you that you have to watch this movie or you may like this movie also. Dynamic pricing, optimal pricing. Dynamic pricing is the future of e-commerce. To identify the price so that you can maximize your profit also, or you can maximize your purchase also. So price is the most effective way to convert. Suppose Flipkart is selling a mobile in 7,000 rupees and another company, Amazon, is selling a same mobile in 7,100 rupees. So definitely you will purchase in the Flipkart. So immediately they will find what another company is selling the same mobile, so they can change their price also if they want. Upselling and cross-selling. What is upselling and what is cross-selling? Suppose you went to McDonald's, so and you have purchased a burger. So immediately customer care executive will say you, sir, you may also like this. And the customer who is purchasing burgers, they are also liking the French fries. So this is an example of cross-selling. Another one that is upselling. Suppose you have purchased already a burger and French fries, so they will tell you. So we have combo option. If you will give us 10 rupees extra, so we will give you cold drinks and ice cream also with this such the same. This is the known as upselling. So this also helps to increase the business. SEO is the big search engine optimization. If the user can't discover your content, you can't sell. So they are making their product visible to every person. So every company want their customer retention. This is the CRM. So time to time they will send you email personalized content. They will send you price notification, product notification. Time to time they will send you, notify you about the personalized coupons and discount offers. So they can retain their customer every time. Cross device correlations. Nowadays, you are suppose you are logging in Amazon, in tablet also, in your mobile phone, laptop. Suppose you have some wearable device, so they are tracking you from every devices, so they can build proper community. That's so for user experience. Next is traffic acquisition. Advertising. You know, advertising is expensive. If you are interested for some data sciences course, so definitely company will tell you data science course only. Suppose you are a man and you want to purchase a t-shirts, so at the time they will not sell you that, they will not tell you the advertisement of sadion. So this is a kind of different thing. So they are analyzing your data. So they are analyzing what type of channel you like, which campaign will work only for you. So they show you that advertising only. Customer analysis. So they can analyze your data. Understanding the customer is must. So they will predict lifetime value, they will predict future value, as well as they can predict the churn data also. If you are not recharging your mobile, or you are not using their data, so they can give you some offer also. Dynamic promotions. Paytm. Paytm is giving to every person different promo codes. When you use these promo codes, you get some money from the Paytm or some offers. So these promotions are the powerful tools to help increase revenues, but they are generally costly and important to manage. So they are giving offers to only those customers who are loyal to this company. The last use case in the e-commerce industry is personal shopping assistant. So this is kind of chatbot. So they have already the knowledge based database, product image repository. Suppose you want to ask about the particular product, what is the price of this product. So immediately they will tell you the price of this product is this, and we have available this much about amount. So you can easily order from that uh, chatbot also. So lots of uses. You can imagine other uses also. Questions that analytics can answer. What are the best sellers in the category? Is the most watched product at the same time the best selling one? What which products sell best among the users who have already bought an item in the product category? How much does a given user group new user return to your shop? So you have lots of questions, and these questions are answered by analytics only. Suppose we will see some examples in Starbucks coffee. They are collecting the data about customer orders, they are personalizing adverts, they are personalizing vouchers, they are selecting the customer who are losing their interest in the offer, and now they are recovering lost customer also. So with the help of data science, they are increasing their business. Amazon. Amazon's has make a predictive modeling technique that is generally known as recommendation engine. With the collaborative filtering. So what they are doing, so they are using customer data to generate. You might also want prompts for each product bought or visited. So they have revealed at one point that 30% of sales were generated through its recommendation engine. So you have seen how much Amazon is taking benefit of the data science, of the analytics. Last is Walmart. Walmart has developed a retail link. It is a tool that presents its suppliers with a view of demand in its stores, so suppliers know when stores should be restocked rather than waiting for an order from Walmart stores. Every company has different use cases in the field of data science. Now we will see, suppose now we have seen the applications, the use cases in different industries, different companies. Now we will come to the machine learning part. Now suppose we want to actually use the data science in our product or in our project, or we are working for the company. So what we have to do, we have to apply some machine learning algorithms. So we will see in next 10 minutes what are the essentials of machine learning, so that we can use the algorithms of particular machine learning with the help of some examples. So guys, you know what is machine learning? Machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence? We have to design an intelligence agent that perceives its environment and makes decisions to maximize chances of achieving its goals. They have different subfields. NLP is one of the subfield of artificial intelligence. Machine learning is one of the subset of artificial intelligence. Robotics, vision. What is machine learning? Machine learning gives computers the ability to learn without being explicitly programmed. Machine learning had different branches. We have supervised machine learning, we have unsupervised machine learning, we have reinforcement learning. In supervised category, we have classifications, we have regressions. In the field of unsupervised machine learning, we have clustering, dimensionality reduction algorithms. In reinforcement learning, we have another algorithms also. So these are the types of machine learning algorithms. Supervised machine learning. Suppose we have some data, and data consists of a target variable. Generally, it is known as dependent variable or outcome variable, which is to be predicted from a given set of predictors, that is generally known as independent variables. With using these set of variables, we generate a function that maps input to desired outputs. It means, suppose you have a data of sales and you want to predict what will be the sale in this November, because there is Diwali season and we want to store some product. So you will collect all of data of product and the sales data, and you may easily predict the outcome variable, that is the target variable of in the month of November. So what are the examples of supervised learning? We have regression, linear regression, decision tree regression, random forest classification also, KNN, logistic regression also. Next is unsupervised machine learning. In this algorithm, we don't have any target variables. What we can do with the help of this data right now? So what we can do, we can customize, we can a cluster of our data. We can make some segment of this data so that we can make different groups, so that we can segment our customer, and for a specific intervention, we can use our different groups to increase our sales, increase our revenue also. So these are the list of common machine learning algorithms. We have linear regression, logistic regression. Logistic regression is not a regression algorithm, mainly that is a classification algorithm. We have decision tree. In decision tree, we can use regression part also, classification part also. We have naive Bayes, KNN, K-means. random forest, dimensionality reduction, gradient boosting, GBM, XGBoost, and light GBM, cat boost, time series modeling. We have lots of machine learning algorithms apart from this also. So this is an example of machine learning algorithm. So in this category, we have supervised machine learning algorithm. In this, we have regression algorithm. With the help of regression algorithm, we can predict the weather forecasting, market forecasting. You can see the figure. Everything is written in this figure also. Estimating life expectancy, population growth prediction. Lots of examples are there in the category of regression. Regression, it means we have to predict the future. Suppose we have to predict sales like this. Classification. Suppose we have examples we have answers in yes or no, like image classification. This is cat or this is dog, or identify fraud detection. We have to give loan or not. Customer retention. The customer will churn or not. So this is kind of classification. We have dimensional regression also. Suppose we have lots of data. Suppose we have approximately 1 lakh of customer data and 1,000 of columns. We have collected all of data, but we cannot see data properly. So what we will do? We will reduce our dimension. We can reduce our columns also with the help of these dimensionality reduction algorithms. Another, we have clustering. So we can use this clustering in recommendation engine, targeted marketing, customer segmentation. And suppose we are you're making some games, so you can make a real-time decision with the help of reinforcement learning. So lot of things we have to learn in the field of machine learning. We have seen only examples till now. What is linear regression? It is a type of supervised learning algorithm that is mostly used for regression. In this algorithms used to estimate real values like cost of houses, number of calls, total sales based on continuous variables. We establish relationship between independent and dependent variable by fitting a best line. This best fit line is known as regression and represented by a linear equation, that is y equal to ax plus b. In this equation, y is dependent variable, a is slope, and b is intercept, x is independent variables. So this is a kind of relationship between height and weight. We can predict our data with the help of linear regression also. So this is the example of linear regression. Suppose you want to know the price of house, the selling price, how many bedrooms. They have lots of columns in that, so we can predict selling price of future sales in the same area. Lots of examples are there you can do. Another one, that is logistic regression. Suppose you have answer in yes or no, either 0 or 1, true, false. You want to we have to give loan or not. So generally logistic regression predicts the probability. So generally output values lies between 0 and 1. Suppose this is the kind of example of logistic regression, and we have predicted you have to give loan, but the probability is 0.6. So we can make our algorithm like this, who is greater than 0.5, that is generally known as 1, and we can give easily loan to this person easily. So that is a example of logistic regression also. That is spam detection. Suppose you are getting the lots of emails. So these emails are maybe spam or ham. So suppose the number of occurrence of words are offer, price, free gifts. So we can put these emails on the spam. So this is generally known as spam and ham detection using logistic regression. Another one, we have the advanced algorithm, we have decision tree. This is kind of supervised learning algorithms generally used for classification problems, but we can use for regression problems also. It works both for categorical and continuous variables. In these algorithms, we split the population into two or more homogeneous sets, and on the basis of most significant attributes or independent variables, we have make distinct groups, and we generally know what is the output of this. Either that is the regression algorithm or either it is a classification algorithm. Suppose we have example to learning concept good day for tennis. So you can easily predict with the help of our data you have to go outside or not. Suppose weather is sunny and there is humidity greater than 70. So user has already play or not play. You can check this decision tree also. Random forest. Random forest is ensemble of decision trees. It is a collection of lots of decision trees. So mainly used for classification or sometimes used for regression also. So we have lots of attributes in this category. So when we have lots of votes for this category, so we chooses that classification window. So we have lots of. Hello. Anyone is saying something? Okay. Now you are visible. Screen is visible right now? No,
sir.
Okay.
No, it is visible. You check प्रशांत जी, सर दो लॉगिन दिखेंगे उनको, आप जिसमें प्रेजेंटेशन है उसको पिन करिए तो वो आपको डिस्प्ले होगा. अमित जैन के नाम से आपको 2 पार्टिसिपेंट दिखेंगे लिस्ट में, जिसमें प्रेजेंटेशन है उसको पिन कर लीजिए, उसको टच कर लीजिए तो वो आपको डिस्प्ले पे आएगा.
Now it is visible, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I am able to see it. Participants, anyone can reply it. The presentation is visible now. Slide share is seen.
Ma'am, we have to pin to screen actually. Pin to screen करना होगा.
Yes, you have to pin the screen.
Yes.
हाँ, just you have to pin the screen. Like two identity of Amit Jain is there, and the identity of the presentation you will have to pin.
Okay. May I continue, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Now it is visible.
Okay, thank you. I hope you are liking this session. So we have another algorithm like KNN. We can use again KNN for classification regression. So actually, there is a theoretical background of every algorithm. So how we are using. So this is not part of my presentation. So I am telling you only the example of the algorithms only. And we have k-means also. So this is a kind of unsupervised algorithms. Suppose we want to cluster. So we want to make a proper cluster, make some segment of the data. So we will use k-means algorithm in this category. So there is a how k-means forms the cluster. So we have some theory behind it. So we can use proper cluster with the help of this data. Suppose DMart wants to open a chain of stores across Bhopal. So it might want to find the optimal store location to maximize revenue. So they will collect all of this data with the help of this data, they can make some cluster. So they can use this information and perform k-means clustering to find the optimal location also. We have support vector machine also. We have naive Bayes algorithm also, and we have dimensionality reduction also. So we have lots of algorithms in the field of data science. I'm not going into the base of these algorithms. I am coming to the most important part of this presentation. We have only 3 minutes to complete, but I will try to complete I will try to tell you more valuable things. So please, if you want to write or you want to note or you want to note something, you can write a note. Now I want to tell you what are the pathways to data science. The career in data science. There is a dire need for data science engineering and experts who knows how to make sense of data, and we see more of information overload and less insightful application of knowledge. So actually there is a demand. Now you are seeing this is the pandemic and COVID-19 affecting a lot to every company, but you can check there's a demand in increasing the data scientist role. So data scientists play the data. This make it hottest, trending, and excited job onto the world. So how to start career in the field of data science? Suppose you are a student, suppose you are research scholars, you are faculty. So at the age of any age, you can start your career in data science. For that, you have to learn R, you have to learn Python, you have to learn some machine learning, and you can choose any one of these career path and application. You can be the data analyst also, data engineers, AI engineers, ML engineers, data visualizer, business analyst, data scientist, decision scientist. So we have lots of role in our industry. For data analyst role, you have to learn R, you have to learn Python, you have to know some libraries of Python. For data engineers, you have to learn Hadoop, you have to learn Spark, Scala. These are the technologies you have to learn for these. Suppose you want to be the AI engineers, for that you have to learn AWS ML, NLP, deep learning sites. Suppose you want to be the ML engineers, so you have to learn all these algorithms we have seen in our previous slides. There's a lots of algorithms are there for machine learning. Suppose you want to be the data visualizer. So we have different tools for this. We have Tableau, we have Power BI, we have ClickView, QuickSights also we have. So we have lots of career paths in the field of data science. So what to learn? We have, first of all, we will see the statistics. Statistics, you can learn a programming tool. You can start from the R, you can start from the Python also, or either you can choose SAS. A good data visualization tool, that is Power BI, Tableau, ClickSense. You have to learn machine learning algorithms. You can start from the regression, then move to the classification also, then move to the NLP part, then move to the deep learning part. Or either you can move into the big data sites, Hadoop. You can learn Hadoop, Spark. These are the technologies you can learn in the field of data science. This is the just beginner plan to learn data science. If it is visible, you can check this one. Suppose you want to be a data scientist. So first of all, I will recommend search in Google, see some examples, what is data science, what are the use cases of data science, and after that, if you want to make your career in data science, you can learn mathematics, statistics, you can learn R, Python, machine learning. After that, all of these you can build your profile and you can apply for a job and internship also. So we will see what to refer. In the statistics, you have Khan Academy, or you have different books also. ISLR books also is there for the statistics. All tools and subjects have their official websites which provide free material for reference. You can use YouTube wisely. Lots of good videos are available. You can read articles from R bloggers, KG Nuggets, Edureka, Analytics Vidya. You can join any MOOC courses. Some MOOC courses are chargeable, some MOOC courses are free. You can join Udemy, Udacity. Udemy courses are only $10. Suppose $10, it means approximately 700 rupees. You can download any books on ebooks on R, Python, machine learning, deep learning, NLP to learn. Or so this is the some link. I will share this. I can share these links to you also, so you can learn from here also. This is the link for the statistics, probability, algebra. You can check here. Okay, so suppose you want to learn all this in the statistics, so you can check the Khan Academy also. If all you want to learn R, so generally those who wants to make career in data science, so for those I am telling this, if you are professors or faculty, so in this, so at the time if you want to learn or you want to give some guidance to, you can tell them you can do these courses from data camp, books, articles. After that you can learn Python also. We have different blogs, books and courses also. We have courses in machine learning. The most important course in the world of data science, the course is by Andrew Ng. Andrew Ng is the like God in the data science. So you can learn, you can check courses from here also. So after that, the learning all these things, you can make your profile and apply for jobs. So data science is the future. Anyone can move into this data science field. They can switch your career also. If you are working for the Java, .NET, SQL, they can also make your career. If you are working as a faculty, they can also move your career. If you are undergraduate, postgraduate, you can also make your career in analytics also. So everyone is eligible for this course: BCom, MCom, BA, MCA, MSc, BE, BTech. Everyone is eligible. The one last thing, if you torture the data long enough, it will confess to anything. It means you can get any information from data of your want. So now I'm open to questions. Hope you enjoyed this session. So happy learning. Keep asking, guys, and stay connected. So if you want to connect me on, we can connect on LinkedIn also. This is my LinkedIn account. Thank you for attending, guys. Now I'm stop sharing my screen so we can talk easily. Okay. So if you have any questions, you can tell me easily. If you have any question, you can write in chat box. Sajal Chakravarti, you are asking for full form of SAS. I had not worked with SAS technology, but I have worked with R and Python. You can check on internet what is the full form of SAS. But actually it is a tool. What about course quality from NPTEL? Okay, actually you can learn from anywhere. I'm not suggesting you have to learn from NPTEL only, or you have to learn from Udemy only. Even our BTech guys who is appearing in BTech and final year, they had also uploaded their video on the YouTube, where we can get knowledges that is the useful. So I'm not here to comment about the NPTEL course, but I have seen their courses also. They are also good. You can ask me anything if you want. No issue. It is related to data science. What is XGBoost? Yeah, Rajesh ji, you are asking about the XGBoost. So XGBoost is one of the advanced algorithm. Suppose we have large amount of data and we want more good accuracy. So in that condition, we use boosting technique. So that is generally XGBoost algorithm. You can learn XGBoost from internet. There are lots of tools and lots of articles, lots of blogs are there. We had lots of things to learn after attending this session also. So hope you have enjoyed this session also. So I got a question. Will a BTech data science competitor to computer science? Uh, Actually, we have requirement of all these fields. From all these fields, we have requirement of the financial field also. We have requirement of the management field also, and physics field also. So actually, the your knowledge and your thinking is must. Your approach is important in this field. So BTech data science and always the competitor of the computer science also. Sunita ma'am, I have done my part. Over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Amit ji. Thank you
ma'am.
so much. And it's time of lunch break, so maybe participants are waiting for the lunch break also. So we are concluding the session here, and next we are meeting at 3. So participants, you may take leave, and we are meeting at 3. Thank you, Amit ji. Thank you so much. It was the last minute arrangement. We requested Amit ji to take this session, and he accepted our proposal. Thank you so much, Amit ji. Again, soon we will meet for some other program. Thank you so much.
Thank you.